The Roaring 1920s, United States 1920 to 1929. The Roaring Twenties took place mainly in the United States. It particularly took place in large cities such as New York, Chicago, and LA. This period was defined by fashion, the economy, freedom, laws, and music. The flapper style was a popular look for women. It defied traditional social norms by what they wore. Traditional flapper style included a short flowy dress, stockings, long dangling earrings, long strands of pearls, and headbands decorated with feathers. Other styles consisted of tailored suits with matching jackets and skirts. 1920s men's fashion was the result of the war. Suits were a highly essential part of a man's wardrobe. Other essential parts of a man's wardrobe were shirts, vests, jackets, and trousers. Men paired these looks with accessories such as fedoras, derbies, and watches. For hairstyles, women who were dressed as flappers kept their hair in a short bob haircut with bangs. Men kept their hair short and controlled it with pomades and glistening hair dressings. Despite the rebellion of the flapper, women were still expected to raise children, keep house, and provide emotional support for their husbands. It was unacceptable for women to do such things as drinking, smoking, cussing, and gambling. It took several decades, several protests, and several campaigns before Congress ratified the 19th Amendment, allowing more women across the country to vote. Because women started gaining more rights than ever before, women's clothing became more functional and more comfortable. Men were to work hard to provide money and do the things that were socially unacceptable for women to do. They were also given the role to be the authority figures of the household. There was either an upper class or a lower class. There was no in between. The living standards were much better than the lower class for the for the upper class, the living standards were much better than the lower class. Higher social classes wore more expensive clothes. Jazz music played a major role in fashion and culture during the 1920s. Prohibition was a constitutional amendment which made production, transportation, and the sale of alcohol illegal. It also helped fuel the rebellion of the 1920s. Speakeasies were established to illegally sell alcoholic beverages. Speakeasy bar owners hired jazz bands to furnish background or dance music. It was also a great place for women to express themselves as flappers and to freely drink and smoke cigarettes. Fashion influences from the 1920s are still used today are lingerie worn as outerwear, bob haircuts, and patterned suits. Men's denim wear that started becoming popular during the 1920s is also a major part of today's fashion and is worn daily by both men and women. Parties are hosted with the theme of the Roaring Twenties, where people dress as flappers, wear suits, and jazz music is played. And